Aloha, we're reconvening our conference committee in room 016 on this Friday, April 26th at about 1:40. We have one item on the agenda that is Senate Bill 2345 SD2 HD2 relating to crisis intervention. On behalf of the Senate, myself as chair, San Buenaventura Aquino as co-chairs, Elefante as a member.
And on behalf of the House, we have myself and Rep. Nishimoto as co-chairs, Reps. Garrett, Lamasao, and Garcia as members.
And I think both of us are waiting for money committee approval. So if you don't mind, we'll give it one last shot and come back to this room, 016 at 4:45 in the afternoon.
Yes.
Okay, see you then, John.
Thank you.
Adjourn.
Okay, it's Friday, April 26th, conference room 16, 2:35 p.m. agenda. Just one bill, Senate Bill 2520, Senate Draft 2, House Draft 1, related to the defense of state employees. Senate conferees are myself as chair, co-chairs Rhodes and Lee.
Thank you. On behalf of the House, we have myself, Tarnas, as chair, Nishimoto co-chair, and managers Kitagawa, Takayama, and Souza.
Okay, still no money release, chair, so we're gonna request if we can reconvene. 4:35 p.m. today, conference room 325.
Yes, please.
Your home court.
I appreciate your willingness to reconvene and give a chance to the money committees to give us clearance. Let's do that.
All right, thank you, chair.
Thank you.
All right, we adjourn.
Good afternoon, everyone. Reconvening the conference committee for the 2:40 p.m. agenda is Friday, April 26, 2024, at conference room 016. We have one item left on this agenda, HB 1640 HD1 SC1 related to collective bargaining. On behalf of the House, we have myself, Representative Garrett as co-chairs, Representative Martinez as the manager, Representative Tan, and Alphonse Estes.
Okay, thank you, chair. Senate conferees are myself as chair, co-chairs Moriwaki and Rhodes, manager Favela.
And I believe we have agreement on repricing. This bill is requires an employer to initiate negotiations on repricing classes with the bargaining unit within 30 days of its receipt of the exclusive representative's written request to negotiate. It also establishes that the employer's failure to initiate a negotiation within the required time frame would be set at 150 days. And the parties failure to reach an agreement, within 150 days of the exclusive notice, or by January 31st of that year, in which the collective bargaining agreement is due to expire, whichever is earlier, consists of impasse, to which impasse procedures will apply under certain conditions. Under the CD, we set 150 days as the trigger to start impasse to start negotiations. We set a 15 repricing impasses maximums going at one time, and we specifically stated that the impasse procedures that are not related to repricing, for example, impasses for collective bargaining agreements, do not count towards this 15 maximum impasse. 5-year sunset provision with the caveat that any repricing process that started before the sunset will continue on, and the effective date is July 1st, 2024.
Okay.
All right. So, those are conditions to pass this CD1. Amendments. Chair Garrett.
Aye.
Rep. Martinez.
Aye.
Rep. Tan.
Aye.
Rep. Alphonse.
Aye.
Take that vote for the Senate.
Yes, please.
Chair Aquino.
Yes.
Co-chair Moriwaki.
Aye.
Chair Rhodes.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, aloha everybody, welcome back to the reconvening of the conference committee. Two items are set to reconvene at this time, so we're going to take them together. The first one, try to reconcile differences on Senate Bill 2536, Senate Draft 1, House Draft 1, relating to procurement preferences and reciprocity. This is, again, tries to create another way for procurement of accounting services in Hawaii with the aim of growing our own. On behalf of the Senate, myself as chair, co-chairs Shimabukuro, manager Favela. Favela is excused.
On behalf of the House, we have myself and Representative Garrett as co-chairs, co-chair Nakashima is excused. We also have Representatives Lamasau and Alkos here as managers, and Rep. Kitagawa is excused.
Okay, thank you so much. I believe we have released on the proposed CD1, which we discussed earlier, but the biggest change, I think, is the insertion of a sunset date. And then, of course, in the committee report, we'd like to urge those who expressed the concerns to communicate back to us.
Yep.
This action.
4-year sunset, we're good.
Yep, sounds good. Okay, with that being said, I'll go ahead and vote. On behalf of the Senate, I myself will go, yes. And then Senator Shimabukuro. And Manager Favela is excused. May I take the vote on behalf of the House?
Please.
Chair Matayoshi.
Yes.
Co-Chair Nakashima is excused. Representative Garrett. Aye. And Representative Kitagawa. She is excused. Representative Lamasau. Okay, I got it right. And of course, the good representative, Coach Alkos. All right, there we go. We have a bill. Thank you guys. Aloha.
Thank you.
Now you get your 1099. All right, let's move on to the next one. We do. Okay, let's take a brief recess. All right, everybody, welcome back. Picking up the last bill on our reconvene agenda, the 245 in room 16, SB 2615, Senate Draft 1, House Draft 3, relating to county labor standards. This, of course, would allow the counties to adopt labor standards for labor violations for contractors. On behalf of the Senate, myself as chair, co-chairs of Kino, Rhodes, Kanuha, Manager Awa is excused.
On behalf of the House, we have myself and Representative Garrett as co-chairs. Co-chair Tarnas is excused. We also have members Martinez and Alkos.
Okay, sounds good. It looks like on our side, we may have Ways and Means approval. However, I think on your side, you're still waiting for something.
We are still waiting for FIN approval on our
Okay,
side.
well, how's this? So the advocates maybe can go ahead and try to see if they can facilitate something on your end. Can we reconvene for one last time at 5:20 PM today?
Yep, we are amenable.
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay, that concludes the agenda. Mahalo.
Good afternoon. I'd like to call to order our conference committee hearing for Friday, April 26 at 4 p.m. in room 016. We are on our agenda for HB 1763 HD1 SD2 relating to housing. Representing the House, there's myself and Representative Ayu as co-chairs and managers Garrett, Miyake, Onishi, and Matsumoto.
On behalf of the Senate, the conferees are myself as chair, co-chair Senator Hashimoto, and manager Senator Kanuha.
All right, we have an agreed upon CD1 here, which we're hoping to move out. We do have finance and WAM release for the CD1. The bill itself would amend the permitted uses of and priority for which monies in the rental housing revolving fund are to be used. Requires the Hawaii Housing Finance and Development Corporation to prioritize the allocation of the rental housing revolving fund monies to certain housing projects. defines project readiness, and requires HHFDC to submit a report to the legislature on plans to revolve funds back into the rental housing revolving fund. Our agreed upon CD1 amendments would affect the defective date, adds definitions for efficiency and feasibility, amends the definition for project readiness, adds gap financing to the list of permitted uses for RHRF, removes reference to construction loans for credit enhancement, and removes all the criteria except D projects with a perpetual affordability commitment. It also clarifies the order of priority for which projects will be evaluated. Do we have agreement on this draft?
We do.
Great, then I think we are ready to take the vote. For the House, I vote aye. Co-Chair Ayu.
Aye.
Representative Garrett.
Aye.
Representative Miyake.
Aye.
Representative Onishi. Representative Matsumoto.
Aye.
Right. Can I take the vote on behalf of for the Senate?
Yes, please.
Chair Chang,
Aye.
Co-Chair Hashimoto.
Aye.
And Senator Kanuha is excused. We have a bill. Thank you guys very much. We'll roll right into the next one. This hearing is now adjourned. We're ready for 3202 on our side. What are we doing?
You're doing yours.
We can, IT, why don't we go into recess?
Okay, yeah.
Welcome to today's conference committee reconvene at 4 p.m. It's Friday, April 26th. It's actually 4:13 p.m. and we are in room 016. We're now reconvening on Senate Bill 3202 relating to urban development. On behalf of the Senate, the conferees are myself as chair, Senator Lee as co-chair, and manager Senator Hashimoto.
And on behalf of the House, we have myself and Representatives Ichiyama and Tarnas as co-chairs, and managers Representatives Keela, Morikawa, Todd, Representative Matsumoto, and Representative Representative Keela, Representative Morikawa, Representative Todd, and Representative Matsumoto.
Okay, great. We do have a CD1, and I believe we have both WHAM release on it. So the bill requires the director of the county agency responsible for land use to review and act on any application for subdivision, consolidation, or re-subdivision of certain parcels within the urban district with certain conditions, amends the calculation of impact fees for certain developments. The CD1 amendments include the following: to effect the defective date, provides counties a choice between implementing a county-wide ordinance allowing for 2 ADUs per residential zone lot, or using their zoning maps to allow 2 accessory units on lots that are consistent with the county's general plan, distributed throughout the county, estimated to add development potential equivalent to half the county's projected 5-year demand of needed housing units as stated in the 2019 Hawai'i Housing Planning Study, that they're allowed within walking distance of mass transit stations, along federal aid highways within the primary urban area. For counties with a population of 500,000 or more that choose the second pathway, they must allow development potential in existing apartment districts and mixed-use districts equivalent to the county's projected 5-year demand based on the 2019 Hawai'i Housing Planning Study. It inserts language to address the difference in how accessory units are defined by county. Counties still retain the ability to enforce all other existing development standards, deny permits for insufficient utility infrastructure, and not preempt the county's ability to approve or deny permits for any reason other than zoning density, removes non-SLUD urban, hazard, and coastal areas, removes the ability for long-term rental prohibitions to be adopted, inserts a requirement for counties to choose an implementation path until December 31, 2026. After that date, an applicant can apply for up to 2 accessory dwelling units or the reasonable equivalent. Counties may not deny a permit application on the basis of exceeding the maximum number of housing units allowed until such time that an implementing ordinance is actually adopted. Counties may still continue to deny these applications for lack of infrastructure or incompatibility with design or development standards. Part 2 clarifies that the power to accept, reject, and approve or deny certain residential subdivision applications are vested with the planning director as long as they are within the urban state land use district, are not wetlands within the SMA, within a state historic district, a habitat for protected or endangered species, or within a lava zone. Small residential zoning lots are not reintroduced in the CD1. Inserts a provision that residentially zoned lots do not include lots in county zoning districts that are intended for rural, low-density residential development and open space preservation. All right, so the recommendation of the House and Senate managers is to pass with amendments. I vote aye. Co-Chair Lee?
Aye.
And Manager Hashimoto?
Aye.
May I take the vote on behalf of the House?
Yes, please.
Co-Chair Epsilon?
Aye.
Co-Chair Ichiyama? Excused. Co-Chair Tarnas?
Aye.
Manager Kilo?
Aye.
Manager Morikawa?
Aye.
Manager Todd?
Aye.
Manager Matsumoto?
Aye.
Okay, the motion carries. We have a bill.
Thank you very
No
much.
further business, this hearing is adjourned.
Hi, convening for SB 2497 in room 016 relating to taxation. On behalf of the Senate, myself as Chair, Hawai'i is Co-Chair and Member Favela.
On behalf of the House, myself, Lamasal, co-chairs, Garrett, Krongi, and Pierre.
So we have agreement and release on this. You want me to just read them off?
Yep.
So repeals the provision that made references to the base amount in the Internal Revenue Code inapplicable to the research activities, tax credit, and allowed credits for all qualified research expenses to be taken without regard to previous year's expenses, narrows the qualifying criteria for research activities, tax credits to applicants who are small business registered in the state, amends the maximum amount of tax credits that can be certified per year, and extends the sunset date of the research activities tax credit to 12/31/29, effective upon approval. Sunset date is extended to 12/31/29 and includes IRS section from HD1. We're good.
Sounds good.
Okay, ready to vote?
Yep.
Okay, back for the Senate, myself, I go aye. Senator Wokai?
Yes.
Senator Favela, excuse. If I can take the vote
Yes,
for the House. Chair Holt?
Aye.
Representative Lamasau? Aye. Representative Garrett?
Aye.
Representative Kong?
Aye.
Representative Pierre? Excuse. Thank you, we have a bill.
Thank you.
And then, or can we get the draft? Can you give the HMSO permission to transit
Yep.
CD to SMA?
We'll send it to you guys.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, HMSO has to give SMA permission.
Okay,
So you have to get HMSO permission to
Okay.
give SMA, please.
will do.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are adjourned.
Come sign.
Aloha, we're reconvening our conference committee on this April 26th, Friday at 4:45 in the afternoon in room 016 for SB 2345 SD1 HD2 relating to crisis intervention. On behalf of the Senate, myself as chair, San Buenaventura Aquino as co-chairs, and Elefante as a member.
On behalf of the House, it's myself and Rep. Nishimoto as co-chairs, Reps. Garrett, Lamasau, and Garcia as managers.
And I appreciate working with you, Jenna, on this, on this measure. But unfortunately, neither of us have gotten any kind of financial agreements. So rather than belabor this, we'd like to just defer this and take
Yeah.
this up next year.
Yeah, more work next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Richard.
Aloha, everybody. Welcome back. Reconvening the conference committee. Today, 5:20 p.m., conference room 16. Friday the 26th, one measure left, 2615 SD1 HD3 relating to county labor standards. With your indulgence, I'll dispense with the reading of the rostrum. We had a proposed CD1, Ways and Means did give release, but we came back and hoping there might be something on their end, but
No fin release from us.
okay, sounds good. Well, we hopefully during the summer, the proponents can work with the House on their concerns. And also to note, because this is an issue, especially in our area, that this could also be done through emergency proclamation by the governor as well. So hopefully they'll look at that as well. Okay, with that, thank you guys for working on this, and we'll see you later. Aloha.
Good afternoon, everyone. Oh my God, my brain. What are we doing? We're here for the conference committee, Friday, April 26th for the 5:25 PM agenda in conference room 016. One item on the agenda today, HB 1686 HD1 SC1 relating to insurance. This is the chiropractor's bill. It increases the reimbursement rates for chiropractic treatments for injury protection benefits under the motor vehicle insurance from $75 to $100. On behalf of the House, we have myself and Representative Nishimoto as co-chairs, Representative Nakashima's excused, and Representatives Garrett and Elkos are here as managers, Rep. Tam excused.
And on behalf of the Senate, myself as chair, Moiwaki co-chair, Aquino member present.
All right, I believe we have agreement on the CD1 and fin release, WAM release. Good.
We are ready to go.
All right. So recommendation is to pass as amended.
You don't gotta explain yourself.
Oh, I already did. I did that before the introduction,
Okay.
but it was so concise, you might have missed it.
Maybe I wasn't listening.
But if you'd like to redo it, yeah,
Let's
actually,
vote.
we could almost read the whole thing, it's so short. All right, let's do it. I vote aye. Rep. Nakashima is excused. Rep. Nishimoto.
Aye.
Rep. Garrett.
Aye.
Rep. Tam excused. Rep. Alkos.
Aye.
Right, may I take the vote for the Senate?
Please.
Senator Keokalele.
Aye.
Senator Moriwaki.
Aye.
Senator Aquino.
Aye.
Senator Favela excused. All right, we got it. Thank you.
This one? No more?
I don't know. Okay. We have agreement on approval on site. They didn't have it on theirs.
Want me to go with you? Should I go up there then?
I just texted Janet to see.
Okay, we're adjourned.
WAM is the one.